getting it. It's not clocking to you.
I'm a mom.
Mamacita.
What about,
Justin,
Mamacita?
Mamacita.
Mamacita. Mamacita.
Selena Gomez didn't have to say his name. She didn't have to scream or post memes. But in the most casual interview with Karol G, she sent a message so loud it shook the internet. It all started with one word, mama. Just one playful word. That felt like nothing. Until you realized where you'd heard it before. Because days earlier, Justin Bieber was caught in a now viral meltdown in Malibu, yelling at paparazzi, spiraling in public, and yes, posting the entire breakdown on Instagram with dramatic music, slow motion edits, and that exact same word. And now here was Selena, calmly sipping tea with Karol G, using mama like a dagger, with a smirk so subtle it could slice through years of silence. Coincidence? The internet doesn't think so. Fans were quick to call it the softest, most savage clapback they'd ever seen. One tweet read, Selena just shaded him harder with one word than any diss track ever could. But this wasn't just petty revenge, it was layered, timed, and razor sharp. Let's rewind. Just days before the mama moment broke the internet, Selena and Karol G appeared on Complex's Goat Talk. It was supposed to be a fun, light-hearted interview, two global icons laughing about their favorite Spanish phrases, their musical heroes, and birthday memories. The energy was pure girls' night, warm, chaotic, intimate. But then Karol mentioned Selena's 31st birthday party, calling it the best she's ever been to. No phones, no pressure, just good people and good energy. Selena agreed, but then added something deeper. She said she doesn't want people showing up just for content, that she protects her peace by keeping things real and authentic. On its own, that might seem wholesome. But when you remember that Justin has been literally remixing his breakdowns into content editing, paparazzi outbursts, into Instagram reels, with background music and dramatic captions, it hits different. Especially when, right after Selena talks about authenticity, both girls smirk and drop the word mama. It wasn't loud. It wasn't obvious, but it was intentional. One fan called it an Easter egg disguised as a wink. And once again, Selena didn't raise her voice. She didn't even flinch. But somehow, she dragged Justin harder than ever before and the world noticed. And just when fans thought it couldn't get any more obvious, the timeline started connecting itself. Justin's Malibu outburst, where he shouted, "I'm a real dad, a real husband, a real man," wasn't just another celebrity losing his cool, it was something else entirely. He yelled phrases like, "It's not clocking to you that. I'm standing on business, and I'm a human being standing around my car at the beach." Like he was trying to reclaim control over his narrative. But the internet didn't buy it. What made it worse? He posted that exact meltdown to Instagram not as an apology or explanation, but as content, with slow zooms, background music, and edits that turned his breakdown into a spectacle. It wasn't damage control, it was a performance. And right as that clip was making the rounds, Selena Gomez appeared in a calm, no-phone interview, speaking about the importance of protecting peace, of avoiding fake energy, and not letting fame strip away your humanity. The contrast couldn't be louder. While Justin's turning rage into reels, Selena's turning silence into power. But here's where it gets even messier, because Justin's chaos didn't stop at the mama meltdown. Just days before that, he reposted a video mocking none other than Benny Blanco, Selena's fiancé. The clip was a parody of Benny's soft-spoken way of talking about music, edited to look awkward and weird. Fans caught on immediately. It wasn't subtle, it wasn't harmless, it was petty. One fan on X, formerly Twitter, wrote, "It's been a decade. He needs to move TF on." Another added, "Imagine being a whole husband and father but still pressed about your ex's engagement." The timing was just too perfect. Justin mocks Benny. Days later, Selena drops a calm, coded interview, and then unfollows Hailey Bieber. A few hours after that, Hailey unfollows her right back. And with that, the internet exploded. The passive-aggressive Holy Trinity had returned: Justin, Selena, and Hailey. And once again, it looked like Justin couldn't let go. The Benny Blanco shade wasn't an isolated move, it was part of a pattern. Fans began pointing out how often Justin gravitates toward girls who look just like Selena. In 2025, he liked multiple photos of Ariana Greenblatt, a rising star many say is a dead ringer for Selena in her early days. Photos of her dancing, attending events, all with Justin's quiet likes in the background. It was giving obsession. It was giving unfinished business. And it was sending fans into overdrive, wondering if Justin Bieber was still, after all this time, stuck in Selena's shadow. And then came the cherry pie moment, the one that made fans say, okay, now he's just being obvious. It started with Selena posting a mirror selfie, effortlessly glowing in a white t-shirt that read, "You're my cherry pie." It wasn't just merch. It was a nod to her collab with Benny Blanco, and her caption, filled with soft emojis, screamed love, peace, and growth. Benny even slid into the comments saying, "You are my cherry pie," sealing the vibe. It was sweet, romantic, and low-key iconic, but hours later, Justin struck. He posted a photo of a random cup covered in cherry prints, no caption, no context, just vibes, or rather, just shade. Fans instantly caught the reference. It felt like another attempt to hijack the narrative, to insert himself into a moment that wasn't his. Reddit threads lit up, TikToks flooded in, and users began calling it out for what it was, desperate. "You're married," one fan commented. "You're supposedly preparing for fatherhood. Why are you still trying to match cherry-themed posts with your ex?" It wasn't romantic, it wasn't artistic. It was weird, and fans were getting tired of pretending it wasn't. Back in the interview with Karol G, Selena's entire energy was different. She wasn't defensive. She wasn't pretending. She was calm, confident, and just cheeky enough to let fans know that everything she said was intentional. Every smirk, every word, every knowing glance at Karol when they dropped phrases like chingada, a spicy Spanish word that roughly translates to messed up or screwed. The moment Selena said it, Karol looked at her with that "I know exactly who you're talking about" smile. It was like watching two besties throw coded shade in real time, and fans ate it up. The TikTok edits came fast. "They're cooking and Justin's the meal," one user wrote. Another added, "This whole interview is a slow roast and Bieber's the main course." And they weren't wrong, because nothing about that conversation felt accidental. From the words they chose to the way they locked eyes after each phrase, Selena and Karol weren't just chatting, they were performing. And their audience? All of us saw, and then they dropped the name Rihanna. When asked about their goats, both women instantly said her name. Rihanna, icon of power, poise, and never needing a man's validation. That choice said more than a monologue ever could. Selena wasn't just sitting in her healed era, she was glowing in it. She's moved past the noise, the mess, the constant comparisons. She's building a life with love, clarity, and quiet confidence. And Justin? Well, he's still screaming at paparazzi, still reposting drama, still following girls that remind him of what he lost. The contrast couldn't be louder. And if there was still any doubt about whether Selena was truly done playing the messy game, she ended that interview with the kind of casual comment that said everything without saying much at all. When asked about her first celebrity crush, Selena smiled and replied, "Ice Cube. Harmless, right? Maybe even random." But to longtime fans, that wasn't just a throwaway answer, it was a subtle reminder. A reminder that Selena's lived through more than just tabloid headlines and fan wars. That long before Justin, long before the drama, she had her own dreams, her own identity, her own crushes and memories that had nothing to do with the chaos that followed. It was a quiet flex, a way of saying, "I've been here. I've survived. And I'm not looking back." Meanwhile, Justin's online behavior continues to spiral between cryptic edits, nostalgic throwbacks, and erratic reposts that leave fans asking one thing over and over again: is he okay? At this point, it's hard not to see the difference. Selena has entered her soft, healed era, an era of peace, growth, and grace. She's choosing subtle shade over messy callouts. She's choosing authenticity over attention. And most of all, she's choosing herself. Justin, on the other hand, seems stuck, caught between past love and present chaos, between trying to be a man of peace and constantly dragging ghosts back into the spotlight. Every time you think the dust has finally settled, someone posts, someone unfollows, or someone quietly says mama and reignites the entire fire. And now? The internet is watching again. The mama moment has gone full-blown viral, with side-by-side memes of Justin's meltdown and Selena's smirk racking up millions of views. Fans are calling Selena the undisputed queen of subtle shade, Karol G has officially become her ride or die, and Justin? He's trending again, but not for the reasons he probably wants. One tweet put it perfectly. Imagine being roasted with one word and a smirk. Rip Justin. But here's the truth, this isn't just celebrity gossip. It's not just Selena versus Justin versus Hailey. It's a decade-long telenovela that's been unfolding in front of millions of eyes. Since 2010, this love triangle has given us red carpets, heartbreaks, stage dates, secret weddings, and social media warfare. And still, it feels like no one's truly let go. The internet has picked sides. The fan theories never stop. But somewhere in all this noise, Selena Gomez found a way to rise above it. And she didn't do it with a diss track. She did it with grace, timing, and one unforgettable word dot. So what do you think? Was the mama moment just playful Latina slang or a perfectly aimed dig at a man who still can't seem to move? On? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell because when the shade is this subtle and this savage, you already know. I'll be the first to spill it. But here's the truth, this isn't just about a word. It's not just about mama. It's about timing. It's about silence that hits harder than shouting. While Justin's still reposting meltdowns and chasing shadows of the past, Selena has mastered the art of moving forward without looking back. She doesn't need a rant. She doesn't need a caption. All she needed was one smirk, one knowing glance, and a word that echoed louder than anything he's ever screamed. And now, the whole world is listening. But here's the truth, this isn't just about a word. It's not just about mama. It's about timing. It's about silence. That hits harder than shouting. While Justin's still reposting meltdowns and chasing shadows of the past, Selena has mastered the art of moving forward without looking back. She doesn't need a rant. She doesn't need a caption. All she needed was one smirk, one knowing glance, and a word that echoed louder than anything he's ever screamed. And now, the whole world is listening. So what do you think? Was Selena's mama moment just harmless slang between friends? Or a perfectly timed dig that left Justin completely exposed? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm dying to know which side you're on. And if you live for this kind of quiet but deadly drama, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell, because when the shade is this subtle and this savage, you already know. I'll be the first to spill it.